What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy BT, and today I'm here with my man Daryl Williams Jr.
What's going on, people?
So today we got a little gig here that we're doing on this car that we're going to show you a tutorial in case you need to know the steps to get this done for yourself. But I want to give a shout out to my man here. He's just recently launched a book and it's called 99% Human, 1% Amazing. Go ahead and give him a little blurb on that book.
Absolutely, 99% human, 1% amazing, because there's 1% amazing inside of all of us. And when we stop hiding the thing that makes us different, but highlighting it, then we can actually make a difference in this world. So find out what your 1% amazing is by checking out the book.
All right, so we'll get you the details to his channel and that book. So right now, let's get into this tutorial. All right, so here we got a set of wheels that were ordered online. So when you order your wheels online, make sure you also consider the fact of what you may need from a lug nut perspective to fit your particular wheels. A lot of time the websites will suggest to you certain products, but make sure you get something that's gonna work with your setup, color, all that stuff. It's all options out there. Next thing you wanna do is make sure you get the hub rings that are gonna be the right fit for your car. And in some instances, you might need to use a spacer. So this we may or may not use, but we'll go ahead and get these wheels opened up and we'll start doing the disassembly so we can get these wheels on the car. All right, so here's what we're working with today. Tires already come mounted. If these tires were directional tires, you would see arrows that would be facing in the direction that the tire or the wheel should be rotating. So make sure that if you have directional tires that you look at where those arrows are pointing to get them on the right side. You'll have two that are facing for the passenger side, and the other two obviously will be on the driver's side. So as you're getting ready to do your work, if you got to kneel down, save your knees. Do yourself a favor and save your knees. I'm speaking from experience. This right here is a nice foam, soft, works out real good. So yeah, just a tip from a young guy who's now old guy. All right, so let's get into this. All right, so we've got our jack here. So all we're gonna do now, we're gonna go ahead and find that lift point. So when you look underneath, if you look in your manual, you can see where the lift points are, but it's gonna be right here in this section right here, but you can check your manual to find where it is for your car. So we're gonna go ahead and get this jacked up. Then we're gonna take our trusty little tool here, and in this case, it's a 21. We're gonna go ahead and get these wheels taken off, swap them out, and yeah, that's it. But we'll take you along for the ride. We'll explain the steps so you two can know what those steps are to get the wheels on. So before you actually lift the car up off the ground, go ahead and break those lug nuts loose. You can do it in a star pattern, which is also the same way we'll tighten them, but you can go ahead and get them loose. So now we're just jacking up the car till we get the wheel off the ground. So now that we got the wheel off, we'll go ahead, finish taking off these lug nuts and get the wheel taken off. All right, so first thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna get our hub ring. We're gonna put that in the center. Then we're gonna do a quick test fit to make sure that we have clearance from the inside of the spokes to the caliper. Nope. All right, so we can see here that based off of where this wheel would sit right now, we do not have clearance. So we're gonna have to go ahead and install the spacer. All right, so here's the spacer. We're gonna go ahead, put that in right here, and then we're gonna reattach our wheel. All right, so it looks like this spacer might be good enough. We're gonna go ahead and tighten it down, make sure everything's good, but you see the process here to do your checks and balances before you hit the road. All right, so we've done a little test fit up here to make sure that we have clearance. So we're gonna actually watch for this caliper right here to make sure that we are cleared with this hub setup, this spacer, everything the way it is. So we're gonna go ahead and test that out now before we wrap this job up.
The only other thing to consider when installing a wheel spacer is how much of the stud you're going to lose based off of how thick the spacer is. Now, depending on the size of the spacer you're installing, you may very well need to replace those studs with longer studs to allow you the ability to install those lug nuts and securely hold your wheels in place.
All right, so from the quick test, did that little roll there. We do not hear any rubbing on the front setup, so it looks like we're probably clear to finish the install of these wheels. So we're gonna go ahead to the back side, jack it up, take off the lugs, swap it out. It's that easy. You too can do this. You don't have to go to a shop for everything. You can save yourself a couple of bucks. So let's finish up this job. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the wheels have been installed. Piece of cake, pretty straightforward, pretty easy. You can see here, they're looking good. So what we do now is we're gonna take it out on the road, take a quick drive with it, make sure everything's good, and then we'll get the torque wrench. We'll torque down those lug nuts, and then we are done with this job. All right, so now we got our torque wrench right here. We are setting this to 76 foot-pounds, and we're gonna get this torque down. And remember to torque in a star-shaped pattern. All right, so that's how you torque the wheels down on your car after you change out to your aftermarket wheels or your stock wheels, whatever wheels you're dealing with at that time. It's your boy BT. Thank you for checking out this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.